time, if my parents didn't have that quick expedited process, we would drown. But that's all I know. Here's what I would Jordan. How bad, and if you guys had it or very much your way, or you're sitting down, the only felt more there is you.
The first like 4 or 3 days I started walking on the treadmill at night, I would walk without socks on, and by the end of the walk I would like have these really bad blisters. So I started walking with socks on the treadmill, and again the blisters were still kind of there from the first walks. So what I started actually doing is putting shea butter, I think it's called shea butter, like just rubbing on my entire foot with shea butter, socks on, and then having shoes on. And I've been doing that for these past few days, and it's really been helping me being able to walk just 4 hours without me getting blisters. And at the end, your feet don't sink, and they feel soft because of the shea butter. And yeah, that's basically what I do. I have my tablet kind of synced in with the Fitbit, so I can watch my steps. Because this thing right here is kind of inaccurate because it doesn't know my weight and my size, so it gives me like really bad readings. But with the Fitbit app on the tablet, I don't have to worry about any of that. So it's 2:30 a.m. and I just finished my first 10,000 steps. Probably gonna keep going for like another 5,000 steps. It's probably gonna, I think it's backwards. Yeah, it's backwards. But it took me 4 miles to get those 10,000 steps. So yeah, I'm just gonna take a break right now, like a 10-minute break, and I'm gonna keep going. Yeah, I just want to give you guys like a few tips on especially for the people beginning. I know when you're first trying to start out losing weight, I mean, it's not like the easiest thing in the world because it does take a little bit of hard work. I really recommend getting a treadmill, because if I had to go outside every day and go walk, I probably wouldn't do it, just because like it's just a big convenience for me to be able to use this treadmill here and be able to like watch a movie, or listen to a podcast, or like read a book, or even like sometimes I've tried playing video games while I'm walking. It's kind of hard. I don't recommend doing it, but I mean you can if it's possible, but it just takes like a lot of extra thinking when you're walking and trying to play the game at the same time. But being able to like listen to speeches while I'm walking, like it just makes everything, like it makes the walking, I can knock out walking and I can knock out reading all in one, in one sitting, instead of having to go walk and just listen to music or something and then coming home. Like just having the treadmill here for me is like the biggest convenience that I have. This treadmill that I have is like really old. We got it for like $100, and it works. Like I know this treadmill is not like expensive or anything, so I'm not gonna be running super fast on it. I mean, it's not like I could run right now, but still, like this is just a walking treadmill. Like I use just to walk. I don't ever push it or anything because I know that's fragile and it's old. I clean it out ever so often so that it doesn't burn up or anything. So yeah, like I really just suggest going to like a flea market, or going to like a yard sale or something, and finding a treadmill like just for cheap. Use it for as long as you can, and then upgrade with time. But treadmill is just the biggest convenience for me. I also recommend, whenever you're on the treadmill, like to make time go faster, I mean, this is pretty obvious, but listen to music. Like I do, like when I'm on the treadmill right now, I was on it already for like an hour and a half. I was reading, I watched a show, I watched a podcast, I was watching some cartoons, I was listening to music. Like I did like five different things, and the time went by so fast to me. It went by so fast for me. I started at like 12:15, and it's like 2:40 right now, and like the time went by really fast, and I don't even feel tired. A little out of breath, but like I don't feel tired at all. So I just recommend just like keep something, like keep doing something, like don't stop. I mean, sometimes I read like one or two pages, I get bored, and I switch to the next thing, and I switch to the next thing, and eventually you get hooked on one thing that the hours and the steps, they just gotta keep adding up, and you don't, at the end you don't even feel it. um Also, second thing, I think I already said it in the video earlier, but if you're gonna be walking for like a long distance, put Vaseline on your feet. Like if you put Vaseline or shea butter on your feet and then put your socks over it and then put your shoes on, your feet are gonna feel like you're walking on clouds. Like it really, like your legs don't feel it. Like my feet, when I first started, like I said, I was using just socks, or I would like go barefoot on a treadmill, but you get like these ugly, hurtful like blisters on your feet. So I don't recommend doing that. Also, another tip that I have for you is like just pick a pace that feels comfortable, but don't overdo it. Like the only reason I'm able, like I'm 300 pounds, I'm 5'4", so like I'm really big. But the reason that I'm able to walk 4 or 5 hours at a time is because I walk at a pace that's just comfortable for me. Like it's not stressful, it's not like demanding on my body, but I still, like I get heavy breath. Like I sweat, and it's just the distance that's giving me these calorie burns, and it's helping me get these steps. And if I were to try to like speed this thing up, I'll probably do it for like 10 minutes. I'll feel exhausted and I'll just stop. But if I leave it at, right now I have the machine at 2 miles per hour. Just leave it that, for me that's steady, and I don't stress out. I don't. My body doesn't get stressed out. Like I'm calm. I'm watching TV. I'm going 2 miles per hour, and by the time I know it, like 4 hours pass by, and I feel great. Like I'm sweating. I lost calories. Like doing these walks, like 2 or 3 hour walks, I burn like 2,000 or 3,000 calories, and it feels easy. Like I feel, even at the end, I don't want to stop, but I mean I have to go to sleep, because if I don't go to sleep, I'll wake up late. But if I could keep going like till 7 in the morning, I would do it. But this is just time. So yeah, pick a pace that you're comfortable with. Don't overdo it. Like I said, just don't try to. I mean, you're like, it's not a race. Don't try to compete with other people. Like you're at, especially if you're big like me. Like don't, just take it easy and go at a pace that feels comfortable. Like there's no reason to push your body and then like you totally give up at the end. Also, another tip that I have, if you want to try to lose weight, like this is one of those things where, I mean, there's like two sides. You can either agree with me or you can't, and I understand why some people wouldn't agree with me, but I really recommend just picking. I guess I don't know what your situation is. I know everybody's situation is different, but right now I'm 21, and I could still be go to school, but I have to work, right? Like I have to go to school, I have to go to college, and I have to work, right, to pay my bills. But I have to lose weight too. Now, for sure I can't stop working, because if I stop working, then I can't pay the bills, right? And second, I can't stop school, but then I need to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, just listen. I stopped going to school so that I can lose weight, right? But I made that choice. Like I'm not gonna go to school until I lose some of this weight. Because think about it. If I'm heavy, right? If I'm heavy, let's say I finish school, right? I finish school, I can get a good job and everything. But the thing is, I'm too big. And I know, people shouldn't judge each other, but I'm pretty sure if I go to a job interview and I'm like obese and everything, like they're not gonna hire me, right? So losing weight is important, right? Now you could say, well, why don't you do all three? Why don't you work, go to school, and work out? And that's where my situation is different, because I know that I can't do all three. Like doing all three for me would just stress me out so much. and I just wouldn't have time for it. So I chose to stop school, like just stop school temporary, and use this year, like this whole 2017, to lose this weight and just work. I mean, because you can't stop working. Like that, working is work. I mean, you can't stop. Luckily, I do have, my family, my mom and my sister. I mean, they really support me. They never put me down. They never tell me that what I'm doing is wrong or anything. They support me 100%. So I have that going for me. But really, if you're going to school and you have to work and you have to lose weight, like losing weight is just, it has to be priority, because if you don't lose the weight, then you're not gonna get very far, even if you do finish school. Um, so yeah, as soon as I lose this weight, probably by, next what's it called, next spring semester, I can start school again. But for right now, I'm focusing on losing weight, walking 4 or 5 miles. Walking 4 or 5 hours every day. If that's what I have to do, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I want to talk about the Fitbit, but I'm gonna talk about it like in another video. But yeah, this is how I like before I even wake up, I already have like 15,000 or 20,000 steps. Yeah, that's all. Pretty much what I wanted to say. If you have any advice for me, if you have any like especially if you have any like long distance walking advice, or like any weight loss tip that actually makes sense. Like, don't tell me, oh, you shouldn't drink diet soda, it's bad for you. Oh, you eat more lettuce, eat more vegetables. Like that stuff. It's not really advice that I like. But yeah, if you have anything that's any advice that's different, that's not everywhere, let me know. I'm not gonna make these videos every day or anything, but I'm gonna kind of think them out a little bit more and post, uh, have decent stuff. But yeah, see you guys next time, and I'll post I'm gonna keep walking for like another hour or an hour and a half, and I'll post like what I walked right now, like in a screenshot or whatever, so that you can see what I ended up doing. But yeah, I hope you guys try losing weight. Like, it's not hard. I wish I wish I wish I would have done this way sooner before I got to this point.